my husband thinks I shouldn't read what he calls smut books. I tell him that it's just harmless fun. Besides, all my friends are reading them, and they claim the books spice up the bedroom. They can't be that bad, right? And I guess she's talking about those Sir Hunk-a-Lot books, the ones that they're always asking me to pose for those covers. And it's awkward. It's awkward. And so Sister Evans, what do you have to say about that?
Well, definitely, I don't think it's a safe place for women to be reading secular romantic books, because it is. It's, to me, women are more turned on by emotional words, the feeling, the just the imagination of, what would that be like, and of this perfect guy and this perfect look. And so when we read that, it's very attractive. But one of the things that Jimmy and I learned in our marriage is it's no different for me to do that than a man looking at pornography.
That's right.
Because it's still producing the same thing, and it's so wrong. And so I've always, trained myself. I read novels, but they're always Christian. And every now and then I'll get out of the Christian, but it's not a romance. If I'm reading something secular, it's usually just like, I confess I read The Hunger Games, okay? So, and I loved it because I love that kind of, action.
You got a little aggressive after that.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I thought you did.
But I'm just saying, I like that kind of stuff. So I'm not saying I'm stuck in Christian reading, but as far as something that has to do with, your relationship with your husband and how it would affect you, I think it's not healthy and it's not safe to read something, and especially, because I used to get mad at him, when he would say, that I knew that he was watching something on TV, and and I knew that girl was attracting him, and he would deny it, and I was like, oh no, I know. And so, if I'm going to hold the standard to him, I have to hold the standard for myself. And I just don't think it's a healthy place for women to be. So that's what I say.
Well, Jesus said if you look with intent, it's adultery. In the Old Testament, it was a physical act. But Jesus said in the New Testament, it's a heart issue, because now it's a heart issue between us and God. And so anytime you bring a person, real or imagined, into your sexual life, it's adultery. It is. And so it says it spices up your sex life. Anytime you bring that kind of thing into your sex life, it is an artificial stimulation that is proving there's something missing in your relationship. The answer isn't to bring something from the outside. The answer is to fix what's on the inside, is to date each other, to be romantic with each other, to meet each other's needs, and to have sex with each other and leave everybody else outside the bedroom. Nothing else works, and it escalates. When you begin to have the imagined thing, then you want the real thing. It escalates. It's the same way with pornography. When men get into pornography, there's an escalation. You have to have more and more to get less and less satisfaction, and there's always the point that looking isn't enough, and then you want to act it out. Jesus said sin was like leaven. In other words, it grows, it expands. If sin worked, I'd be all for it. But I grew up in a moral background of pornography. That's where I came from. I've been in that life, and it was empty, and it was a monkey on my back. It was not fulfilling, and you just had to keep more and more and more. And so sex with my wife is fulfilling. Sex with my wife, there's no guilt afterwards. And sex with my wife is real. Everything else is imagined. So the romance novels, pornography, all those kinds of things, they're very, very dangerous. And they turn our heart away from our spouse.
Thank you for joining us. Experience the life-changing series Lifelong Love Affair on CD or DVD. Follow your interests and get social by connecting with Jimmy and Karen and the Ministry of Marriage Today on Twitter. Marriage Today's latest book, Lifelong Love Affair, is an essential tool couples can turn to again and again for inspiration and strength. Order your copy today. Become a rock-solid partner today and equip yourself with the tools you need for a successful marriage. $14, $28, or $56 per month. Choose the partnership level that's right for you. Become a rock-solid partner today.